It's time to get your champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that?
What up, man? Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Famer. Got my man Brad Gilmore here with me. I want to thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame. Get your champagne wishes, caviar dreams, man. That's the new Shucky Duck right there. You see it?
Oh, look at that. Shucky Ducky.
Shucky Duck. Everybody's going to be getting one of these, man. I'm sending the ducks out there. Everybody's getting the duck. All right, how about that? It's like a
Well, BT, look, I'm really excited about the Shucky Ducky. I think everybody's really excited about the Shucky Ducky. But one of the things we want to know, don't drop it now. Don't get too excited. One of the things we want to know, more importantly, what is the latest update on the Bookmobile, and when are we going to be able to see it?
Right now, it's going to be home tomorrow, but I'll be out of town. Charmel, she dropped it off for me.
That's a cruel joke.
No, that's cool. It's actually cool. You know, Charmel dropped it off for me. Charmel's going to pick it up for me. You know what I mean? She's going to get the first ride. She's going to get the first look. All of that. You know what I mean? So I'm cool with that. Next week, maybe sometime late next week. All right, how about that? We'll make sure we get a photo and whatnot out there. You know, maybe at Reality Wrestling. All right, maybe at Reality Wrestling
on Saturday.
Yeah, maybe on Saturday.
Zero.
I think that'd be a good time to unveil the new whip. Hey, that's what they call it, right? The new whip. Yeah. I gotta unveil the new whip. But I'm getting a few extras put on it just to make it me. Every man vicariously somewhat live through their car and what they drive. You know what I mean? I've always felt that way. I had a connection to my 86 Z28, man, like no other. I always said that car was like Christine. And I always felt that I'm serious, man. And even now, my Corvette, I have a certain, even my Hummer, man, I had a certain connection to it. No, I'm serious. And I've missed my Hummer ever since Charmel had a little fender bender, but it totally wrecked the front end of it. And I've been missing that damn truck forever, man. I've been like, I need to replace it. I need to replace it with something. And I think this might be it. This might be it. So Saturday, Sub-Zero. Yeah.
One of the boys recently, I don't know who it was. They showed up because they parked in the back at the Walker Texas Lloyd Arena, and they had the Hummer EV. It was one of them. I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was Shelton or MV or Mark Henry. Somebody had it.
I think it was
Shelton, yeah, and it looked really sweet.
Yeah.
Why didn't you want to go for the EV Hummer?
Well, just because it doesn't have the same look. It has a different feel. It has the EV Hummer has a today's look of a today's car on the street. I don't want to be like every other car on the street. I think that's what it is. I've always been different like that, though. I've always been wired a little bit different. I remember back in the day before Holy Jeans was popular. I was, had a screwdriver in my hand, punching holes in my jeans. I had these jeans where I had made them look like zebras. Where I put bleach in certain places, all the way down the leg just to make it look like a zebra, stripe. So I used to have these shirts that I used to wear that I used to cut the seam up top, and then I would put them back together with safety pins, different colors. I'm serious. And why I did that, I don't know. I was just different. There again, the dancing, movies. I think that all has a little bit to do with who we are. How we come.
No, I hear that. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it on Saturday again. Reality Wrestling Sub-Zero going down December 14th. The Boat's birthday, by the way. And I'll be spending it the way that I would only want to, which is at the Walker, Texas Lloyd Arena. Also, Saturday night, too, if you're attending the show, set your DVRs, your YouTube TV recorders to watch Saturday night's main event, which WWE is putting on. And I'm excited to go back and watch it, book for this reason.
Jesse.
Earlier this week, it was announced that on commentary for Saturday night's main event is none other than Jesse the Body Ventura.
I'm excited about
be doing all those. That's awesome.
I used to love Saturday Night Main Event. That's the one show that Hogan normally would be on.
Yes.
It was always a big feel. It was almost like a heavyweight championship bout like feel, and the same thing, the way they're promoting it, it feels the same way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It feels like that big, like something. Well, because look, the WWE Championship's on the line, Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. And look, I'm going to actually be wild and throw something out here. I'm throwing it out there. I think Kevin Owens is going to win the WWE Championship on Saturday. That's what I think is going to happen.
Hey, man.
Big prediction.
I wouldn't be surprised. You know, I wouldn't be surprised with anything right now because the business is so hot and there are so many guys that has the rocket on their back right now. You could pretty much put it on, a plethora of guys, and I think we'll get the same result right now. I really believe that. So if it happens, hey man, I'm gonna be all in for Kevin Owens because that dude has put in his time. He's paid his damn dues to what did it say? To be the boss, you got to pay the cost or something like that, right?
Pay the cost to be the boss. Yeah,
exactly. That's it. You know what I mean? Something like that. So for me to see Kevin Owens actually cash in, it would be great, man. It would be great to see him win.
Yeah, and I'm like you. I think Saturday night's main event is shaping up to be something they're going to do 4 times a year on NBC. That's huge. That's a big deal. Taking the place of, I guess, Saturday Night Live or what have you, maybe coming on a little bit before Saturday Night Live. And it's just, like I said, it's to have Jesse on there. My favorite thing that Jesse would always say is like one of the heels would cheat or do whatever, and then Gorilla would call it out, and Jesse would say, "I didn't see nothing, Gorilla." That was always his line. "I didn't see nothing, Gorilla." And then him and Vince were actually really good when they were together as well. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see him back in the WWE, like where he belongs.
Yeah, man, he's an icon, man. He's one of those guys that he was always a top guy. You always knew, Jesse the Body. You knew what his shtick was. You knew what he was all about. He's always one of my favorite guys.
Lately, he's popping me because every interview he does, he goes after Hogan. Oh, every one of them. Do you think he would have?
You ratted me out.
I was trying to get a union. He ratted me out. I was in Grenada, and he. Now I'm in the Baja. But this last one, he did an interview and he talked about, and I never thought about it, but he was like, Hogan's NWO Hollywood Hogan run, he said, was literally a copy of Jesse the Body in the AWA with the dyed beard, with the blonde and the dye and the bandanas and everything. He was like, he just took Jesse, and Jesse had the boas and stuff. He was like, he just took my gimmick and he did it in WCW. And right when he got to WCW, I got the short end of the stick and left, got fired essentially from WCW or whatever.
I love Jesse. You know what I mean? I love Jesse. Yeah. Never gonna say a bad thing about him. I mean, I'm serious. You know why? 'Cause Jesse, he's always been a stand-up dude.
Yeah.
He's always been that guy to just tell it like it is.
No, he's awesome.
He's not going to run from, anything. He's just one of those guys that you have no choice just but to respect him for, not just what he's done in the business, but what he's done outside of the business as well. Just sitting and listening. I mean, if you just sit and listen to some of Jesse's stories that he tells, you will learn a whole lot about this world and how it is run. I'm serious, So when he was talking about, going to the service, going through everything it took to become a SEAL, and then coming home and not even being able to buy a beer. Man, that's real. The way he told that story, man, it was as real as it possibly could be. Who's the one being abused? Wow. I can't believe the way he set it up. And so if you go back, I seriously, I recommend anyone going back and listen to some of Jesse's, speakings and some of his knowledge that he spit, is unbelievable. Like I said, you can learn so much just listening to that dude.
No, yeah, he's one of the greats of all time. And then just to think of the career that he had: Navy SEAL, pro wrestler, movie actor, governor, author. I mean, he's done everything. He's done everything you could possibly do in a life. But now he's coming back to Saturday Night's Main Event, and that's what I'm excited about. I'm excited to hear him. I don't know if he's going to rag on Michael Cole or who he's going to go after, but Jesse's going to go after somebody.
I wonder how close Jesse been, to the game, how far away he's been from the game, because to step right back into that role like that, man, that's got to be a transition. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to seeing how it work out. We got to take a quick break, guys. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? And this episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Guys, let's talk about it. Let's talk about sex. Hey, you remember when you was always ready to go? I'm talking about strapping the rocket on it, man. Going straight to the moon. I'm talking about getting it done. If you want that extra confidence, I got something for you. Listen up. BlueChew.com. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, but in a chewable tablet at the fraction of the cost.
But the great thing, Book, is you can take it any time, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. You sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days.
The best part, guys, it's all done online on the internet. So there's no doctor's visit, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at a pharmacy or any of that.
And the thing is, Book, Blue Chew's tablets, they're made right here in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package, so no one is the wiser.
Let's just get it out there, guys. Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. It's like this: chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew absolutely free when you use promo code Booker at your checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping, man. That's BlueChew.com. Use promo code Booker to receive your first month absolutely free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And, we want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the Hall of Fame podcast. Chew it and do it. Boom! Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. I know we got a lot to talk about here inside the Hall of Fame, but I was just catching up on some of the news. I've been totally unplugged from the news, but I know you had to have seen that cruel assassination that went down in New York City just a few days ago. Healthcare CEO was assassinated. They arrested the guy a few hours ago. They arrested him.
Wow.
And I tell you, man, when I saw that on the news, guy just boom. Come out, silencer, boom. In broad daylight. When I saw that, the way it happened, I said, man, I don't know if they're going to catch this guy. I don't know if they're going to catch this one. I said, this guy probably is going to get away with this. And for them to catch him, man, it totally just reaffirms what I've been saying. I was just talking to my daughter about this early this morning before so I dropped off at school. These cops are smart. These cops today, bro, in 2024, if you do something, they're going to catch you. They're going to find you.
Yeah.
If you do something in public, they are going to catch you.
Yeah.
I'm serious. You know what I mean? So I don't know what people are thinking these days when they do crimes like that, because he was bundled up. His face wasn't showing. He actually looked like, he had gloves on and all that. I mean, he had the silencer. He looked like he was a professional. They actually said this was a professional hit. Professional hit. I mean, you're a pro. You should get caught, right? Right? But pro basketball players miss threes all the time.
They do. Yeah. No, yeah, you're right, though.
You know what I mean? So being a pro is subjective, in my opinion.
It was a horrific tragedy, and again, it's not something that I followed closely, but I definitely have seen the headlines, and I did not know that they caught the guy, and that's good. I'm glad that justice will be served to that gentleman, and especially to do it in a city like New York City, where there's so many people, and it almost feels like you could just do that and disappear.
No.
You know what I mean?
No. Not only it has so many people in New York, they got so many cameras. They got more cameras.
That's true. More cameras, but also more hiding spots.
Yeah.
Right. More ways to disappear. You're on the Jersey Turnpike. You're in a different state. Boom. Within 30 minutes or whatever. Right. You can go boom, boom. I don't know. I mean, what I'm saying is
these cameras, man, they're just like the Boston bomb. They caught two guys like that. Those cameras, man, they're everywhere. That's CTV. Like we're in the airport right now. You got to look at this little screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Takes your picture. You don't need your ID. They take your picture. You know what I mean? That they got you. They got you forever. You locked in. I mean, I can only imagine, man. I know they got my DNA. I know they got it.
They got mine.
Don't do nothing. Don't do nothing because you're gonna get caught. You're gonna get caught. You're going to jail. You're going to prison for the rest of your life. Don't do it. Trust me.
It also makes you think, like, if you got caught in the 1920s for some crimes, right? You must have been really bad. You know what I mean? Like, how did you not get away with it when there was no television?
Oh, no.
Barely a radio.
You know what? I was talking to my daughter about this morning. Like I said, because they know about their dad. I said, when the police arrested me, it was in 1990. I mean, 1980s, in the 1980s, right? 1987.
Yeah. They
didn't have, the technology that they have today as far as, DNA and all that stuff. That started coming along in the 90s. But in the 80s, they was, beat cops. They was out there, on the beat trying to figure these crimes out. Blood type O, blood type A, that type of shit. I mean, how far can you get with that? Fingerprint. They had the fingerprint, but they had to go get a book, to flip through the pages and all of that. Trying to figure out, it's just the fingerprint. So no, from 1987 to 2024, technology is in leaps and bounds come so forward as far as being able to track you down literally one frame to the next. It's amazing what these cops do. I look at this show comes on, it's called See No Evil. All right. Mm-hmm. And it's you doing a crime and they're tracking you from the beginning of it all the way to the end, to the courtroom, to the prison. All right. Mm. So don't do nothing. Don't do nothing. They're gonna get you. I'm gonna be watching you on See No Evil. not you,
me, but somebody maybe who's watching. Yeah. Yeah, it is crazy. It is crazy that there's like I said, like everything gets captured now. So for instance, like this is a good example for younger listeners or viewers as well. Like when Kennedy was assassinated, right? Of course, there was televisions and people heard about it. But the Zapruder film, the film that we've all seen of Kennedy getting assassinated, the shot, right? That didn't come out till 10 years later. They didn't even know that they had the film until 10 years after it happened. Now, if something unfortunate happens, like when, unfortunately, they took a shot at President-elect Trump in Pennsylvania, we all heard about it within seconds, and they got the guy within seconds, obviously, too.
Not just heard about it. We saw it in real time.
We saw it. Yeah, even better example. We saw it in real time. And can you imagine, though, from 1824 to 1924 to 2024, what like 2124 is going to look like? Like, what the hell are they going to be doing then?
Good God, man. Don't do nothing. Because your ass going to get caught. I'm serious, man.
Within an hour.
No,
There's a joke in Back to the Future 2 where it's like they committed the crime, got arrested, were tried and sentenced to jail within the same day, right?
Yeah.
And that's where we're gonna get to.
I can imagine. I'm serious, bro. It's like I said, I did not expect them to catch this guy because he did it so smooth. He just come right out of the dark, bang, bang, jump on a bicycle, go, I don't know, 20, 30 blocks, go through Central Park. They lose him. From that point, he could have went anywhere. All right. He could have been anywhere in the country, but they catch him at McDonald's. Getting a Happy Meal.
Did they say what his motivation was? Do they know yet?
Well, it has to do with, they think
Something
it
with
has
healthcare?
something to do with him denying health care to elderly people through a system that he had through AI that would deny 90%. Now, I'm paraphrasing, that would deny 90% of the people that was applying for it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
So
what I
he
read.
was-
That's what I read. Yeah.
Okay. I need to read more about it because I don't know a whole lot about it other than what happened, but I don't know any of the motives or anything. But I know he like wrote something on the bullet casings, right? Like there was words
It
written.
had something to do with that, denying of those. Yeah, because the reason it was some phrase that they used when they was denying these people, and that same phrase was, I think, was
On the bullets.
exactly
Oh wow. Wow.
deep, right?
That's crazy.
Real deep.
I
It's
mean,
real deep.
look,
Real-
obviously, and I know people who live outside the United States know, they have different healthcare systems like in Canada and other places. But obviously, I think it goes without saying that we need to fix the healthcare system in this country. This is not obviously the way that you go about initiating any of that change, and it's horrific and heinous, and denounce it to the ends of the earth. But yeah, I mean, there are a lot of people who struggle with that. With coverage or not getting the right coverage or having mental health issues that aren't covered by their insurance that they do have. And there's a lot of things that we need to look at as a society in order to help people, because really, if the government's not for helping people, what is it for? You know what I mean? Like, what's it for? It's supposed to make life easier, not harder.
Yeah. I feel that way. Too. Yeah. It's kind of crazy, man. Just kind of crazy. When I saw that, which is something I wanted to mention. Normally we don't talk about that kind of stuff here inside.
No.
But then again, we do inside the Hall of Fame. But I just
Situation calls for it.
I thought it was important. But we got a couple more minutes before we have to take a break. LFG, WWE, LFG. What do you think about it? Big announcement went out this week. I'm one of the coaches, along with Mickey James, as well as my man Bubba Ray Dudley, and then The Undertaker, who's, someone who's, not the typical guy you would think to be doing a show like this. I think that's what adds a whole lot of intrigue to this show, this brand that's going to be airing early 2025 on A&E. Me personally, I've become the king of A&E programming. So for me, it's another one. But I'm having a whole lot of fun, and that's something that, we can, I guess, talk about it now since they finally did the press release. I've been holding on to this for a while too, man. I've been keeping it secret. I ain't been telling nobody. I've been neglecting, the school. My students been wondering, what boy's book? He hadn't been here, and then when I see him, he looks so damn tired, it's like, what's wrong with him?
Why we've also had one Hall of Fame a week recently on YouTube, right?
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people been wondering. So now now I've been putting in a little bit of overtime with the WWE LFG new show that's going to be airing in early 2025 on A&E. So I guess we come back, we talk a little bit about Let's Effing Go. Stick around, we'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? All right, everyone, it's Booker T and Brad Gilmore here, and we've got something exciting for all you sports, comedy, music, and theater fans out there. We're talking about Game Time, the fastest, easiest way to get your hands on tickets to your favorite events.
That's right, Book. We love all those spontaneous, unforgettable moments, and Game Time is here to make them happen. Whether it's a last-minute decision to see a game or a sudden urge to catch a live show, Game Time has got you covered, giving fans access to tickets even at the last minute in over 60 cities across the United States and Canada.
And guys, this ain't about getting in. This is about getting the best seats in the house. With Game Time, you can see images of your seat before you buy it. So no surprises there, guys. You can score tickets swiftly. Skip the line, guys. Just dive straight into the moment.
Absolutely. And listen to this. Game Time guarantees the best prices. Find tickets in the same section and row for less elsewhere. Game Time will give you a credit of 110% of the difference. So there's no reason to wait, bro.
So whether it's the thrill of the game, the laughter of the comedy, the rhythm of the music, or the drama of the theater, guys, don't let the opportunity skip by. Choose Game Time. Grab your tickets and just enjoy the moment.
Live should be spontaneous, Book. So guys, don't miss out. Check out Game Time now on their app or at gametime.co. That's gametime.co.
Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Just download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code BOOKER for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Lowest price. G guarantee. Oh, yes. Boom. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Yeah, man. It's out there. The news is out. What question do you think people want to know about? What do you think?
Okay, so LFG is the name of the show, Legends and Future Greats. Of course, you mentioned the four people involved with it. Yourself, Hall of Famer. Bubba Ray Dudley, Hall of Famer. The Undertaker, Hall of Famer. Mickie James, surefire future Hall of Famer. She should have already been in there, in my opinion. And so what is it? Do y'all have your own teams? Or what can you tell us? That y'all are coaches?
Yeah, we're going to be coaching our own
future
team.
Greats.
Yeah, it's going to be a system to where who's going to come out at the end of the day with the best team, who's going to put together the best team, who's going to, teach their team the most about this business in a limited amount of time. One thing about this business also, it's a very, very selfish business, but it's a very selfless business at the same time. So it's got a whole lot to do with, what the business is truly all about. Even though we want to win, we know it takes more than us to win. Even my team has to make everybody look as good as they possibly can. I think that's what it's going to be about at the end of the day, as far as, how this business was formed and what this business was truly built on. And that is everybody going out and understanding what their job is at that point in time. I think that's what this show is going to bring, to light more than anything. It's going to let the fans come behind the curtain just a little bit and see, not, just, what it's like to, see what it's like behind the curtain, but how hard it is to be behind the curtain, how stressful it is to be behind the curtain, how competition drives you or bends you or sometimes break you. It's got so many different elements to it. And I think that's why, for me, I love it.
Well, this is what it says in the official press release. This is on WWE.com. WWE LFG will offer viewers an inside look at the rigorous training process featuring iconic WWE legends such as Paul Triple H Levesque and Shawn Michaels, as well as the regular weekly coaches, The Undertaker, Booker T, Mickie James, and Bubba Ray Dudley, as they mentor a new generation of weekly matches on their quest to become the next WWE superstar. Executive producers for WWE are Paul Triple H Levesque, Lee Fitting, Ben Hauser, Shawn Michaels, and Jeremy Borash. I'm excited. LFG obviously playing off Let's Effing Go and Legends and Future Greats. It feels like, so let me, from the filming and going through the process, do you sympathize or empathize with these young stars who are trying to break through? Because this could be their one and only opportunity.
No, I don't sympathize with them at all.
The hell with them, huh?
No, it's not that, man. Only the strong survive, though.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody can't make it in this business. It's just a fact, and we're looking not just for, guys and girls that just want to be in the business, but we're looking for the best. We're looking for the guys that can perhaps become a future legend, a future great. That's what we're looking for. And I think with that, you just can't say, well, everybody's in, everybody's good. That's not the way it works. It's a pecking order. You got to earn your spot, if you want to make it to that next level. Nothing is given. Even with what we're putting these kids through, nothing is given. Even though we're going to try our best to give them all the knowledge that they need to actually give them a half of a chance at making it in this thing. And that's what I always was looking for. I was just looking for a half of a chance, springboard. Somebody just look at me. I feel like I could do the rest of the work, especially if I got somebody in my ear that's, guiding me and, trying to, take me along that journey. And for me, I have nothing to gain other than, these young guys, young girls learning this and learning it very, very quickly and us winning.
Well, and the winning part's always important. It almost sounds like what you're like, obviously there's a competition aspect of it, but it almost sounds like what you're doing anyway with Reality of Wrestling, the WWE ID program, and at NXT is really looking at the future talent. I mean, you've become, in a lot of ways, like the talent scout, like the talent scout.
Shucky ducky quack quack. That's why I feel like I got a huge advantage over these coaches. I look at Mickie James. Mickey's a great coach. All right, she's fit for this job. You look at Mickie James and say, oh yes, she's done everything. When I say everything, just about everything she can do in this business other than be a coach like myself, Then I look at Bubba Ray. Bubba Ray has been a hell of a tag team wrestler throughout his whole career. I mean, he's probably one of the best tag team wrestlers that ever did it. I'm talking about several world titles, several. I can't tell you how many of them, but I know he has several world tag team championships.
Right.
And the thing is, Bubba has a school as well, right? He's done a lot of training. He's had a lot of students under his belt. But the thing is, he's only did tag team wrestling. He hadn't been a single star like me. You know what I mean?
You're going to get shredded on Busted Open.
Look at The Undertaker. Look at The Undertaker. I mean, what a career this man has had. I mean, come on. Undeniable. Greatest big man to ever put on a pair of boots. I mean, come on. How many WrestleMania moments, undefeated streak, how long it went? I mean, come on. Nobody ever compared to that. It'll never be duplicated ever again in this business. That's how iconic The Undertaker really, honestly, and truly is.
Mm-hmm.
But has he ever coached? He's never coached. And that's what I feel like I got a huge advantage. And then, look at, I'm taking nothing away from these guys. Taking nothing away from them, Brad. Nothing. They're good guys. But so is my next door neighbor.
Oh, man, I can't wait to listen to Busted Open tomorrow. Oh, my God, you're going to get it. You're going to get it so bad. I'm going to text LaGreca and let him know, too. Be like, play this segment on the air and have Bully react to it. Because I want to hear that promo. That's the promo I want.
How you like that last line right there?
Next door neighbor's a great guy.
Should he be coaching?
Oh man. Well, I'm excited. This coming in 2025. LFG. legends and future greats with Booker T. And I'm sure we're going to be doing a weekly breakdown of all the action because I'm looking forward to it, man. I really am. What did you think of Deadline?
Man, Deadline. Minneapolis, Minnesota, Minnesota Armory. Man, what a venue. What a venue. NXT. Good God, man. Those young guys, man, they showed up like it was one of the biggest nights of their lives. I'm serious. From the hotel all the way, to the building, man. It was extravaganza. It was a spectacle. It really truly was. I'm so enjoying watching this new generation of talent understand what this thing is really about. The star power. Talk about that airport test. You don't know who they are, but you know they are somebody. It's one of those type of deals, man. I swear, it's so cool to actually be up close and personal, watching these young guys do their work. All of them, I watched Lola Vice, make her walk through the hotel, man. She looked so much like a star, man. She had the big shades on, the big jacket. She just looked like a freaking star, and I was like, man, what the heck is going on here? Just this next generation of talent. Trick Williams, man, it's presence. His presence is unfreaking believable. Ethan Page, it's a pro, man. It's a real pro. It's amazing to have a seat up close and personal right now in NXT and the show, man, from top to bottom. I'm talking about from soon as we came out the blocks, man, it was on fire all the way to the end. And the ladies, man, you got to give the ladies their props, man, because they are really doing some really, really good work right now. I mean, I really believe NXT's women's division is the strongest roster in the wrestling business today. And I'm not just saying that because Roxanne Perez is the champion. She wasn't even at the show. Yeah. She wasn't even there. But the ladies in NXT right now, they are taking it to another level, bar none. The best in the business today. Stick around, you're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
Hey everybody, Brad Gilmore here with the one and only Booker T, and today we're not just talking about wrestling, we're talking about something that's changed the game for both of us personally, and that's Mando Whole Body Deodorant.
Yeah, that's right, Brad. The most valuable thing in the world could be that #1 draft pick or home field advantage throughout the playoffs, but you know what's second? Time.
Absolutely, Book, and let me tell you, managing body odor, that used to eat up a lot of time. Always worrying about it, especially around midday, but not anymore since we started using Mando.
Yeah, but tell them why, Brad.
Well, Mando isn't like those other deodorants that just mask the odor with heavy fragrances. Mando stops odor at the source. It blocks bacteria on your skin from breaking down sweat, which, by the way, is what really causes that BO.
And it's clinically proven to control that odor for up to 72 hours. Now that's long-lasting, man.
It really frees up so much time. Since switching to Mando, I've even perfected my half-court shot, believe it or not.
Man, that's awesome. And let me add, I've been using Mando everywhere. Pits, grundles, and even those stinky crevices. We all got. It's aluminum-free, cruelty-free, dye-free, and vegan. Designed by a doctor who knew what was up about body odor, man.
And for our listeners, we got something special. New customers can get $5 off the Mando starter pack. That's over 40% off. Just use our code BOOKER at shopmando.com. That's SHOPMANDO.com.
Use shopmando.com. Check out their starter pack. Brad and I would not steer you wrong.
With Mando, you're really taking care of your body odor anywhere and everywhere. Give it a try and let us know what you think.
All right, now back to wrestling. But remember, control your body odor anywhere, anytime with Mando, and save big with the promo code Booker at shopmando.com. Boom, welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, talking Deadline. Right now, I know we got some super chatters. We're going to get to you guys in just a minute. Anything specifically stuck out to you for Deadline?
I mean, a few things. Definitely the both Iron Survivor challenges. I really enjoyed. I enjoyed how the women's one finished. Also, like big shout out to Sol Ruka, who was just showing up and showing out at in that Iron Survivor challenge, as well as Ren Sinclair.
Yeah.
I just like to finish with Julia and Stephanie and the way that it went down. And Stephanie could have had her, but the time just came up, and that's just the way that the mop flopped for her that night.
Yeah.
And I really like that. Of course, the underground match was dope, and Lola Vice continues to be the queen of the underground match. And I love how every time she does it, she makes sure she looks like the MMA fighter. The hair is braided, the gloves
Yeah.
are on. It's
Yeah.
go time, and that's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
her match. And aside from that, Oba Femi is
Yeah.
back, and the way that everybody in the match sold just his entrance, like, oh, I love when that happens. Do you know
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? Like when it's when you sell the entrance. God, I love it. I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I thought it was a fun show.
I thought it was real good too. I mean, the men's Iron Survivor match was definitely really good. The women's, they closed the show. I mean, that kid Javon Evans, man,
Yeah.
man, he's got so much energy, man. He's so freaking at 18
unreal.
years old. It's just like his dream has come true. He's living out that childhood dream right now, and nothing could go wrong. Nothing phases him. A win or a loss or anything like that. I always say your losses got to be better than your wins, and he's definitely the epitome of that. As far as going out there, it doesn't matter if you win or lose. You know, when you see this kid, you're going to get a great show. And if and when he win it, oh my God, you're going to go crazy. You're going to love that kid. So for me, just so much, man. It was just so much good doing. So much good done at this pay-per-view, at this PLE event. So much good was done from top to bottom. The show was off the chain. I swear, I didn't get bored one time sitting there at that desk. I swear to God.
No, well, if you haven't watched Deadline, go back and check it out, especially those Iron Survivor matches. They were a lot of fun. And the underground match with Lola and Jada. We definitely recommend all that. We do have some super chats. And before I get to them, I did want to shout out a member of my extended family, unfortunately passed away over the Thanksgiving holiday, who was a big wrestling fan. So I just want to give a RIP to Marwan Otala, and gone too soon, man. He was big. I didn't get to have too many interactions with him, but every time I'd either get a picture of him with Al Snow, would text to me and be like, "Oh, look, who I'm with," or
Yeah.
things like that. And he's a big wrestling guy up there in Wisconsin area. So just again wanted to give my condolences to the extended family on that one. But let's get into some of the super chats here. This one comes from Jack Frost, a fitting person this time of year. What are your thoughts on Trick's in-ring work?
Well, I think Trick in-ring work is where it is. Where I would expect for it to be right now. He's getting a lot better. He seems a lot more confident in the ring. He's slowed down a whole lot more. Trick is one of my guys that definitely sit on the learning tree, and we talk about how this business is a business about learning on a regular basis. You're never going to learn too much. I think he's doing a great job. I think right now in NXT, if Trick was any better than he is right now, I'd really be surprised. I'm serious. He's exactly where I would expect for him to be right now. But could he get better? Of course. Will he get better? Of course he's going to get better. But I just think it's one of those things that, in time you'll see it, and right before your very eyes, I think.
Absolutely. I think Trick Williams, all green lights. You know what I mean? All green lights.
If I'm going to give the ball to anybody right now, it's definitely Trick Williams. I'm serious. Ridge Holland, does Ridge Holland deserve a piece of the action? Of course he does. Is Ridge Holland doing some of his best work right now since he's been in WWE? Of course he is. I really believe that. Can a guy like Wesley step up, and be NXT champion? I think so. A guy like Ethan Page, of course, I really feel that way also. But I really feel like the guy right now, the guy that's got the rocket, is Trick Williams. And I think his work, sometimes you got to understand, your work is secondary to your star power.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? When you're a star, people know it, and a lot of times it's not about how good of a technical wrestler you are. Is Trick Williams a technical wrestler? Not by no means, but does he get the job done and make you feel something? I think that's what real wrestlers do. At the end of the day, they make you feel something. Yeah,
I agree. Our next super chat here comes from John JID 999. Thoughts on all the Lucha Bros news going around? There's some rumors that either both of them or one of them might have be free agents.
look, man, I don't know nothing. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, okay. You don't know anything.
I know nothing.
You know nothing.
Nah, Lucha Brothers. See, I'm just trying to start something. I'm just trying to make people see that. See that? What I just said a second ago. The good wrestlers, they make you feel something, right?
Yeah.
You just feeling something there, right? You
I
say,
did.
what does he know? He knows something. Book knows something. So
And
I
now
gotta
I'm thinking you're working me again by saying you don't know anything.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, right? Look, watch how many reports we get on this. Watch how many reports. I mean, the internet is about to blow up. It's about to blow up.
Because I don't know if you're serious or not right now. I can't tell.
Look at I know nothing. I know nothing. I know nothing. You ever seen The Negotiator? When
Yeah.
and
Oh,
and the guy goes, I know nothing. I know nothing. Don't put me in that room. I know nothing.
I'm gonna see if I should have thought about this ahead of time, but I forgot that I had this clip. Before we get to our next super chat, I did want to bring something up because Maven did an interview recently where he was asked about who the funniest person in the locker room was when he was there. Okay, you're not going to be able to see it very well, Book, but I'm gonna play the audio and you should be able to hear it.
All right.
Gosh, the funny Booker T. Yeah, brother. Everything Book says, it's just, but Book says everything funny. And Booker was he was that guy that I would listen to him read the dictionary. We got done playing golf on the road one time, and surprisingly, that big motherfucker can swing a golf club.
I'll edit
I
it.
know he doesn't look like he can, but he can. He's good. And like this was during a time in my life when I was playing golf regularly. I'd shoot in the 80s. Like that's not great, but it's not horrendous. And we went out before a house show one time and Book whooped the hell out of me. And on the last green, as he sunk the putt, he sinks the putt and he looks up at me. He goes, "Work on your game." And just
I told him that every time I saw him too.
He says that.
Work on your game. Oh man, I was playing hard back then. That's when I had all the gadgets, all the golf fixers.
Yeah, I went to play golf with Booker one time, and it was like he was like James Bond and just saw Q from the Q branch. He had all the gadgets. He had like a range finder, a watch that told you what hole you were on with GPS and like what the distance to the cup would be. He had all these things. But he would actually get down on the ground and listen to the grass.
Bro, come on. I was deep. I got to get back out there, man. I got to get my knee fixed. I got to get back out.
We'll get to our next super chat. I just had to play that real quick. Jake from the Windy City. Hello, Booker and Brad. Question for each of you. What are your all-time favorite matches you've ever watched strictly as a fan from any promotion?
Steamboat Savage, man. I know I'm back. I'm dating myself, but Steamboat Savage was the best match in the history of the world for me because that's the match that made me want to do it like that at that level. I'm serious. When I saw those guys, I go, man, I got to do it like that one day. And so that would be the match for me. Simple.
Yeah, I go back and forth on this question a lot. Normally I say Taker and Shawn from Mania in Houston, but I'm gonna be different a little bit. I'm gonna say Austin Rock at 17 in Houston, just for the drama and the story that those guys told, and those were at the peak of their powers.
One of my favorite matches. I can't tell you what it was, where it was, or anything like that, but it was Dean Malenko and Chris Candido. God, those guys could work
like that.
Those guys could work so
Curtain sellout.
Good God, man, they were so awesome, man. It was so awesome. That was ECW stuff, and those guys were two mechanics, man. They was the best at what they did. Yeah. So so many great matches. Yeah.
There's a ton. It's just hard to come up with one off the top of your head. Loso Dolo says, "Do you still collect RC helicopters? I remember seeing a video of you flying them on the
Heck
channel."
yeah, man. Heck yeah. Still got my RC helicopters. I'm still I just got my wings. I just bought a brand new computer, gaming computer, so I could really, really dive, off into, the trick flying and whatnot. But yeah, man, I'm still off into them on a regular basis.
All right, we got a few more here before we get out of here. Cali Toenail just stopping in to show you some love out here making that paper, baby.
All about that paper, baby. Oh yeah, man.
Yo, Seth gonna get hurt playing with Punk. Punk was in MMA mode, and it's gonna get good. Yeah, it was a nice little brawl they had on Raw last week between the two of them, and I actually really loved how they did that whole opening segment. A lot of stories interweaving, a lot of callbacks.
Yeah.
Like it's like if you're a long-term fan, it was really fun to see because there's a lot of like little small things in there. But yeah, Punk and Seth, are we finally gonna get it? Looks like it.
Let's effing go.
This one comes from Uskabum. Buff was right. It wasn't the worst match ever.
It wasn't the worst match ever. I never said that was the worst match ever. It was one of my worst matches.
Mm-hmm.
Just
there's
because,
a difference, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's a huge difference. But no, it wasn't the best match or the worst match. I just thought it wasn't, up to our level, especially Buff and I, because Buff and I was, I thought we were pretty good in the ring together, but just that night was just a little bit different.
This one comes from Oscar Bum again. Was Rick Rude as tough as people say?
So that lets you know something. I'm serious. No, I'm serious. Now, when I say that, I mean, you got to know how to gauge a man. You got to know how to, read the room. And Rick Rude, he looked like a guy who can handle himself. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's a scene where Rick Rude and Sting was going at it, and it looks so real for a portion of that, till Rick Rude let Sting know, man, you better lighten up, whatever it was. But it looks so real. Go back and find that clip if you get a chance. Rick Rude versus Sting backstage fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can find it.
Yeah.
And then the final one for today, Oscar Bum wants to know who your top 5 toughest shoot wrestlers. Well, you got to put Kurt in there, right?
Yeah, Kurt Angle, of course, definitely got to be in there.
Brock,
of course, Brock Lesnar. I'm trying to think of some, probably Ken Shamrock.
Shamrock
definitely fall into that category.
Wasn't Sheik an amateur wrestler? Or did I make that up?
I don't know. I don't think Iron Sheik was, but one guy that would definitely fall into that category was Bad News Brown, Bad News Allen, Olympic caliber judo practitioner, bad dude, and as well as probably I don't know who would be the 5th one. I don't know.
Oh yeah. So no. Iron Sheik competed for a spot in Iran's Greco-Roman wrestling team for the 1968 Summer Olympics.
Well, I mean, he was a bad dude. I mean, you go back and read, look on YouTube. Just check out his story, man. It is unfreaking believable. Yeah. You will say, wow. That's what you're gonna say when you watch that dude's life story. But nah, man, I guess that would be my 5. All right, I didn't put a whole lot of thought in that. I'm sorry, just because there's not a whole lot of shoot fighters in professional. I beat all those guys up. I beat them all. But that's another story. Well, everybody for sticking in the Hall of Fame today, man. Get your champagne, which is Caviar Dreams, Brad, for all the heavy lifting as always, man. Until next time, guys. Peace. We love you, and we out this mug.